I want to talk a little bit about the benefits of Aquamist compared to your conventional alcohol systems such as boost cooler, cooling mist, etc., etc. Right here we have the biggest difference of Aquamist. First of all, the parts are much higher quality. Everything, the components are very well made and well thought out and engineered, but the biggest difference is this gauge right here. Honestly, with a lot of the alcohol systems that are out there, you have no idea how much alcohol is flowing or if the alcohol is flowing. Most of them don't have a fail-safe function either. This car is the famous 511 horsepower Legacy. I'm sitting in it relaxing with the moonroof, which you can't see, it's too dark. And we're doing some tuning. And I wanted to demonstrate how this flow gauge can help you to not only save your motor, but also give you some idea of what's going on, which is very critical often to be able to monitor things. This customer is really smart. He's a aviation mechanic, and the guy knows his stuff. That's why his car runs so good. And you can see he has a boost gauge right there where you can see it, the air fuel meter, and he has the Aquamist flow meter, which, by the way, I can retrofit that onto the people who are unfortunate enough to buy one of the inferior alcohol kits. The flow system can be retrofitted onto your kit. Usually it makes more sense just to buy the Aquamist kit outright, because the retail price on this is a high flow system 1 is so reasonable that it just makes sense to go with the Aquamist right off the get-go. But let's roll into the throttle a little bit here. Let's get on it. And as you can see, as we approach boost, you can see that we have a full complement of alcohol injection all the way across, which lets us know that the alcohol is spraying. That flow meter is right before the nozzle, and it is measuring the actual alcohol that's going through the flow meter right before the nozzle. So if your alcohol system is not functioning, if you're out of alcohol, if you have a clogged needle, whatever the situation, that gauge is going to let you know there's a problem right away. Secondly, if you notice, there's a couple little screw switches on the bottom of this flow gauge. Those are to control the fail-safe feature. Let me see if I can zoom in on those adjustments. Very hard to see because it's dark out. Let me try to direct a little light down there. You can barely make out the screws right there on the bottom. Let me point my finger where I'm talking about. This is the low level and this is the high level. You adjust these parameters so that the flow rate is in between the two adjustments. Therefore, if you're flowing too little alcohol or too much alcohol, it activates the failsafe, which in this case would put it on a wastegate spring pressure and lower the boost. That way, it's almost impossible to have an alcohol injection related failure. And I keep saying alcohol injection because on this particular car, I choose to run alcohol injection. It is very possible to run alcohol and water injection, which in certain applications has a significant benefit. It's just for this particular car with the kind of power that he's running, which realistically is about 460 to 470 to the wheels on the street right now. I think that the alcohol is going to work better at suppressing detonation on pump gas. Water injection is a very viable solution on certain cars. Let's do another pull and let's see how the car runs, monitoring all the gauges. Fantastic. The car's running really good. It's quite a handful, actually. It moves pretty smartly for a Legacy. Now we're going to review the data log and make further tuning adjustments as needed to fine-tune the car after it's been on the dyno extensively. By the way, another gauge that this customer has that's very helpful, very smart customer, is a fuel pressure gauge. The reason why a fuel pressure gauge is helpful is if you have a fuel supply problem and you're running high boost, you'll notice that your fuel pressure is falling down. Sometimes, not often, but sometimes you can have a pump go bad It's been known to happen. It's just a great tuning aid to make sure that you have the right fuel pressure and that your fuel supply is constant. Finally, he has an EGT gauge, which again is a super helpful gauge to have on any turbocharged car. Really helps with tuning and to make sure that the car is running very safe. With the alcohol injection, the EGTs are extremely low, which means that we're not putting a lot of thermal load onto this vehicle. All in all, just a really nice running car. Despite its blow-through MAF and GT35R turbo, the car is extremely drivable. It is a little loud. It has a little bit of a droning exhaust. But other than that, the car is extremely functional. No one would even know that it's a car that makes 500 horsepower to the wheels, and it really moves out.